Hi, Farm Girl here. Day 14 of the trail walk. We're at it again. Out at our favorite park, trying to get this walk in. Seem to be a lot of cars out here today. Everybody's trying to be healthy. You ever think that when you're exercising and you're out here, how much you can lose or how much muscle you can gain? Today I'm feeling so optimistic about it. I just want to see how far I can go. We've been getting a range of 5,000 to 6,000 steps in this one little route we do, walking for this hour. But I believe I could get more if I would speed up. Sometimes I try to walk with my daughter, but other times I like to walk by myself because I walk a little faster because I used to work in a warehouse. And my daughter always said, "Mama, slow down." But it's just the fact that where I work that you had to be quick. And so now it's kind of hard for me to slow down walking. Now when I was hurt, I couldn't do nothing but slow down, and that was so miserable for me. It felt unnatural. But you got to think, I've been working in warehouses where speed matter for 36 years. So mostly everywhere I worked, once I was out of high school, I had to be fast. Not only with your hands, because I was doing assembly work, you had to move to line speed. Also, but walking. So if you had to get from one place to another, sometimes in the shop, the warehouse was so big, we had to walk really fast to get where we were going. Now, one shop I worked at, they gave us bicycles because it was like a country mile from one place to another. I had an assembly job where I went from one side of the warehouse assembling and had to go to the other side to hang parts. So I had a bicycle, and I'd be pedaling fast as I could. I had to get around forklifts. I had to get around dunnage carriers and get to that spot before the product on that line ran out. I was feeding 2 lines, and one of them I had to assemble what I was feeding the line before I even put it on the line. So that's why I walk so fast. We going this way? I walk so fast and my hands move quickly. Even now when I clean up, I move very fast. My hands move fast. Faster than my body, really. But when I was working, I was way quicker than what I am now. So when my daughter and I walk, a lot of times I put on some speed and distance between her and me. And then she would always tell me, "Wait up." But lately, she's been speeding up to keep up with me, and she didn't even realize how fast she was walking until one day she said, "We finished this route, and we done went by this route 3 or 4 times." She said, "We walking faster." I said, "No, you're walking faster. I'm doing my normal pace." But that's how you end up when you're used to working quickly. And this is not even my normal pace. This is still slow to me. And that's because I have balance issues. But even my slow pace is faster than her normal pace. So her and my nephew are walking behind me. I done left them quite a ways back. But this is not my normal pace either. But I don't know if I'll ever try to walk my normal pace, because it's a little fast for when you have balance issues. But I've been able to control a little bit of the tilting and the falling. So I used to skate and catch that I used to skate. But so when you're skating and you're about to fall, you kind of stoop down, bend your knees in a squatting position so you don't fall. Try to center yourself and rebalance. Well, that's what I'm using. When I feel like I'm about to tilt and fall, I do a squat, which catches me. So anybody who has vertigo, try to use that. And you feel like you're going off balance, squat. And it'll center you back and you won't fall. And that's just a skating rule, to keep your bottom low to the ground. Don't lean forward, don't lean backwards. So if your feet get unsteady and you feel like you're about to go down, that's a trick that skaters use. I don't know if I'll ever go back skating, but that was one of my passions. If anybody knows, skating at a rink is like a club on wheels. And it's one of the best feelings you can have when you're skating. I just love to look at the scenery when I'm walking. Outside and nature is a wonder. I just suggest everybody, I don't care what the weather looks like, except for a heavy rain and the cold, get out and try to do something. I started actually with just walking a block, literally one block, and turned back around. So that gave me 2 blocks. And it took me a long time, maybe about a good 6 months, to go past that block. So it's been 3 years. Now I can walk a small trail. Now, I can't do any marathon walking. And I haven't been able to, without incident, let's say. Most time, like I said on my last video, a lot of times when I'm walking, sometimes I go to tilt, start losing my balance. And I don't know if it's because I'm walking some distance, especially like this, like a tunnel type thing. I could find myself going to the right or to the left. So it makes me have to slow down. But these trail walks in nature is more soothing than walking a treadmill in the gym. I don't know, it gives me a sense of hope, and maybe it's the sun too as well. Since I'm vitamin D deficient, getting the sun and feeling the breeze on my skin helps me feel like I'm doing something. Now, I haven't seen many pounds shedded off, but I do have inches. And I noticed some clothes that I couldn't really get into, I'm getting into. But like I said, it's a 2-part exercise. We walk an hour for the first half of our exercise, fasted, no food. Second part we do is after we eat. And then that's when we go lift weights and then do another hour walk. And I can really see a change in my daughter's size. But And she has to do this because she has injuries. So the doctor told her she has to lose a certain amount of weight just in case he has to do surgery on her. So, but hopefully, if she get enough weight down, he won't even have to do the surgery. And it's due to an injury to her back. So, he's saying that, you know, he can't even address her back at the weight she is now. So she have to lose the weight first. Then they'll revisit and see if they need to do that surgery on her back, if losing weight helps with the issue she's having. Because she's already had one surgery. This would be the second one, but I'm rebuking that. I believe that if she loses the weight, she won't have to have that surgery. At first, she was feeling a little bleak about it, but I told her, I said, no, you can't think that way. Got to think positive. I don't usually rely just on doctor diagnoses. I always pray, and I just believe that I can be healed in other ways. That's because I have been. But a lot of times when you got kids, and even though you reared them in church and you prayed for them and they seen God come through, sometimes when it's their issue or something comes up, they have less hope for themselves than they do for you. If you say, hey, I'm having an issue, they'll believe with you. But sometimes when it comes to them, some people just don't have the belief for themselves. But I be believing for me and them, especially me. So if I come up with something, of course I hurt, of course I feel sad, of course I'll, feel down a little bit. But I still believe, that I can be healed. And that's what I'm trying to talk her through and support her. So I left my state and came here. I'm dedicating like 4 months to helping her get through her issue. And we're doing well, I might add. I'm glad my nephew came along, because now he can walk back there with her and she won't feel like I'm leaving her, which I am. I'm turning the corner. Now I'm out of their sight, but I'm getting it in. Only time I won't walk away from her is when it's nighttime. Not that nothing can happen during the day, but it's less likely. And it's pretty hot out here today. I'm already sweating. I got sweat going down my brow. But anybody know what I'm talking about when it comes to balance issues? Put down in the comment how you handle your balance issues, if you have any. I didn't even know what vertigo was until I was diagnosed with it. I thought I was being clumsy until I went into a spin for 12 hours. People don't know how severe vertigo can be until you go into a spin. My girlfriend told me, once I told her what was going on with me, she started telling me what was going on with her. And I told her, I said, you need to go get the test done because it sounds like you have vertigo. And she was shocked. And the reason I told her to go get tested, because it didn't start until after she had her car accident like I did. That's when mine started, after I had a car accident. I hit my head so severe that when I hit my head, it was like my eyes was taking a picture of a bright light. Like the sun just flashed a white light in front of my eyes, and it held for a few minutes. I mean, it was just a bright light, and the pain was excruciating to my head. And after that, I started noticing I'm always having to catch myself on something, falling to the right. And I couldn't understand it. And I kept saying, why am I so clumsy? Feeling like I was tripping, but nothing was there. Losing depth perception. So when I would go to step on the next step going down, I skipped a step and hit the next step. Or I fell hard a couple of times down the steps. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I see that I wasn't hitting that first step? I'm stepping across to the second step. Man, all of it was scary. So now when I go down the steps, I do like a tap with my foot to make sure I'm hitting that next step. If I don't feel that next step, I back up. Because I know it's like depth, I think it's 11 inches down to a step, rise and tread. So you should be able to hit a tread. If you just dip down, you should be able to tap that next step. When I don't feel that next step, I back off, blink my eyes a few times, look down to see where, and that saved me a lot of times. Because a lot of times I've almost went down and hit that third step, started the second step, when I'm at the top of a flight of steps. Now, thank goodness I never fell down a flight of steps. There's always like somewhere coming out of, when I was coming out of a college, dropping my grandkids off from a STEM class. It was only about 4 steps, but when I went down hard. Hit my chest, skint my knees up, skint my hand up, my elbow up, and for the life of me, I didn't even know how I ended up on the ground. All I saw was a bunch of people around me saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And that was one of the harder falls. And I had a cane at the time because they told me the cane would help me and keep me from falling. That was a lie. Matter of fact, my knee was messed up for a while because I believe I hit my knee on the doggone cane. That's when I said, you know what, no more canes for me. That cane could have broke my kneecap. That fall was really hard. And it took me a long time to get over it. And I think it caused me some PTSD when it came to steps. I already had issues when it came to driving because of the accident. Then I had a fear of steps. And a lot of stuff stemmed from that accident. I ended up having to retire, which everybody know I love my job. I was always an hour early on my job, worked all my breaks, stayed late, double shift when I could, triple shift on holidays. Man, when I say I loved what I did, I loved what I did. And it's nothing like having a job, not a career. Career is different. Most people love their career, something they went to college for, but this was just an assembly job. But I loved it. And I was good at it, and I made a lot of money at it. Whereas the average person on my job made like 60K a year. I was up to like 127K a year. Because I would just do anything on the job that they asked. That's why I always tell my kids, if you find something you like, do it to the fullest. People used to always ask me, you're not going to rest this weekend? And I had this motto. I used to say, I'll rest when I die. Because at that point, I was in a zone of working. So much so that people would ask me, how are you doing these hours and you're not tired? My body had got so used to working, I couldn't sleep more than 4 hours. And I still wake up after 4 hours of deep sleep, REM sleep, dreaming and all that. I wake up in 4 hours and I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go again. And, working in assembly for 36 years, you get conditioned. And then people, say, you're never going to retire? You're just going to keep working? When you have something you like and you're making money at it, retirement is not an option. I was so depressed when I had to retire. I was in tears. Even now, talking about it makes me feel like crying, because I was at the top of my game. I had everything going for me at that point. I had taken some of the money and bought me some land on a mountain. Beautiful. And I only got to hike that mountain one time. Got to the top, and all I could think about was, putting a zip line in the mountain, a few cabins, doing an Airbnb and a hiking. I had 75 acres. Beautiful land. I was going to make a hiking trail and all that through my land. I still own the land. Just now with vertigo and all my issues, I can't hike the mountain anymore. It's not too steep, but it's steep enough where with somebody who has balance issues shouldn't be trying to hike it. You don't want to go roly-poly down the mountain into some gully. But so some of my dreams and things that I wanted to do, I had to indefinitely put on hold. Now my son-in-law and my daughter, who are ex-military, they were talking about putting cabins up there and doing the hiking trail. And that's all and well good for them. But it's not happening for me anymore. And I bought it for that reason. But I'm leaving it to them anyway. But I don't get to enjoy it. Now maybe if I could have kept working, if I had a thought about it, I could have put like some kind of riding thing for people who were disabled and just wanted to go up the mountain. Now I don't have the money to do that. But they can still enjoy it, which is good. Now I need something wooded and flat for me, which I want to sell that and get myself something wooded and flat and do trails through it where people can horse ride, where people can use ATVs, make the road wide enough, maybe like this sidewalk or double this sidewalk, going one way and one trail saying you go north, other trail say you go south on it, and that way nobody will get trampled, or you could do two nice paths by each other, and one would say horse path, because don't nobody want to be walking and stepping over no crap. Then the other one that say horse and ATV, and the other one would say pedestrian walk only, and maybe put a little rail so nobody could cross over. Plus, the reason I'm called Farm Girl, because I like to farm. In the city, I grow my own vegetables, grow flowers, and grow fruit. And I was doing that in little buckets in front of my house in Detroit. So to own some land where I can do that again would be great. And this still would be nice to do. But until then, I'm gonna just be thankful that I'm alive, thankful that I can walk again, thankful that I can walk again without pain, and just keep it moving. Well, I'm gonna end this video with saying, Farm Girl out. You all be healthy, and in a few months, hopefully you will see results in me, and hopefully you'll get your own results. God bless. Farm Girl out.